Alright, the big story we're going to be talking about today is Winter Storm Pearl, which is going to bring some severe weather to the Midwest, Northeast, and Southeast over the next few days. And as it turns out, it's already been bringing severe weather to California. There has been about 6 feet of snow in the Sierras over the last few days associated with this system you see now sitting off of Southern California. It also brought about 10 inches of rain to the higher elevation places in the Santa Cruz Mountains around San Francisco area. So this low that's been sitting over California since Saturday, that's why those snow accumulations were so massive. It's been here for a while and it's finally going to start moving off throughout the day today. Again, it's Wednesday morning when I'm filming this, and then that low is just going to sit over Wyoming, Utah, Colorado for basically all day today, and it's just going to start bringing down some of that cold air. Think about the circulation around a low, it's counterclockwise. So on the left side, it's going to be bringing down that cold air, and on the right side, it's actually going to be filtering in some warm, tropical Pacific moisture. If I zoom in here, you could probably, not zoom in that far. You can actually start to see this low bringing in some of that warm air and moisture from this tropical Pacific here. And the other thing it's doing, think about that counterclockwise motion, it's going to be bringing in warm air, moisture from the Gulf of Mexico as well. That's going to be fueling some really severe thunderstorms for Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi throughout the next few days. And then the real interesting thing is as this intensifies, it's going to start moving into the Midwest throughout the day Thursday and Friday, and then eventually the Northeast on more Friday. So at this point, it's not the lowest low, maybe 1,000 millibars, but you could see that cold air getting pulled down by these winds, and then that warm air being pulled up on the right side of the low. That warm air on the right side of the low right now is going to really ruin any chance of snowfall for the Northeast. You can see if you zoom in here, New York at this time is about 65 degrees. So as of right now, not looking like a big snowmaker for the Northeast, but there is one little system moving in ahead of that that could bring maybe 3 to 5 inches of snow. So this is what it's already done for California. Brought 6 feet of snow to the Sierras, and then about 10 inches of rain in my area just south of San Francisco. It also brought some crazy hail, and the reason I'm showing you this is just so that you get an idea for how much energy and moisture this system already has. It's a good indication of what it could bring to the Midwest and Northeast later in the week. 6 feet of snow since Saturday. Pretty awesome. I even got a crazy video in a redwood forest of the hail and rain as it came down in kind of the Santa Cruz, San Francisco area. So the energy is here with this storm. It's very exciting. You can see it coming off there, and just take a look at the big picture of where the precipit's going to be. This is when it's just hanging out over really Utah, Wyoming area, and it starts to really intensify throughout the day on Thursday. This is Thursday at about 1 p.m. And you can see those heavy snowfall rates have started to build in as severe thunderstorms have built in through the eastern parts of the country. And the big thing with this storm too, well, we're not seeing any of those purples that indicate like crazy snowfall. There is going to be some extreme winds associated with this. So you don't have to get that much snowfall to get blizzard conditions. Even if you get maybe 5 inches of snow, there's going to be some extreme winds associated with that, so that's going to kick up the snow, lead to some whiteout conditions. And as a matter of fact, Nebraska, parts of South Dakota, Minnesota have some blizzard warnings throughout the day Thursday associated with this low. Then we see it move off. This is a pretty cool map because it really gives you an idea of the precipitation here. In the northern parts, kind of too far north of us, maybe some parts of Michigan could be getting some snow with this one, but really the cold air is just north of us. But we do have this strip of extreme rainfall going from basically Texas all the way into New York, so that's pretty interesting to see. Gonna get some severe rainfall, probably some flooding for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama throughout the day on Friday, and then Winter Storm Pearl moves off by early Saturday morning. So this is really going to be from Thursday and Friday. That's the bulk of this storm. It's going to be a fast mover. And again, it's starting in Southern California. So this is the upper level jet stream. This map actually shows how that air and moisture is moving into Texas a little better from that surface map I showed. So you're going to see right now, you're not seeing any winds in the jet stream over really 100, 110 knots. And then as this storm starts to develop, you're going to see those colors start to pop. That's just bringing in all that energy. And then that wind stream gets into maybe the 150 knot. And again, you're thinking, why does that matter? It's way up in the sky, who cares? But when the jet stream above you has about 150 knot winds, that means there's going to be some energy and extreme winds propagating down to the surface. And that's exactly what is happening. We're getting those extreme winds on the surface, and you can see that moves into the northeast throughout the day Friday. That's actually pretty encouraging to see how strong these winds are for the northeast. This could end up actually being a pretty severe storm. When you mix the moisture that it's bringing in, that's going to bring some heavy rains, and then the wind factor is really a big one here. 50 miles an hour, possibly in some places. Also remember, this is going to be kind of two systems. There's one little flash that moves through, and then the major system that moves through afterwards. This is showing that little flash. This is some severe thunderstorms and rainfall going on in Texas right now as I'm filming this video. That's going to move off, and then the real bulk of the system moves through really throughout the night tonight, Wednesday, and then throughout Thursday, where there's going to be some pretty significant rain coming into Texas and Oklahoma. There's also a tornado warning. I think there's a 40% chance Texas could see a tornado with this one. So if you live in that area, that's something to think about. Maybe turn on the notifications on your phone for extreme weather alerts. And then that one moves off. And really, remember that one map where I showed when the low had developed and moved into the Midwest, and then that strip of thunderstorms went from Texas up to New York? Well, this is showing what that's going to look like. Early Friday morning, there's going to be some severe rain and thunderstorms throughout basically all of eastern Texas, and then that's going to move off into Mississippi and Alabama. That's going to be something to watch out for. Most likely going to lead to some flooding and possibly tornadoes because the energy is there. You got energy from the Pacific. Now you're going to be getting energy from the warm Gulf of Mexico. So that's something to watch out for. It's also going to be exciting for the Midwest. This is that first system that comes through, and there's actually going to be a little snow with this one. Parts of Wisconsin, and then you'll also see Michigan gets a little snow with this, while more extreme rainfall is going to be building into Illinois and Indiana throughout the day today. But again, that's the first system. That one moves through, and then the second one moves through Thursday at about 7 a.m. You start to see those heavy rains come in, and the thing to notice about this is it's pretty warm. You can't tell that based on any temperatures on this map because it's showing rainfall, but you can pretty much figure it's warm if you're getting a ton of rain this far north in the country. Parts of Wisconsin and Michigan could see some snow with this one, but really majority of the Midwest going to be getting rain because it's just too warm. And then as that low moves off, think about the left side of the low. That's where that cold air can start pulling down. So that's why Wisconsin and Michigan could be getting some snow as this system moves off. Because again, the left side is bringing that cold air down. And you can really see it on this map. Look at this low right here. On the right side, you see it bringing that warm air up. Places in Ohio, 65 degrees as this low is intensified, while just on the left side of the low, you're below freezing, where that rain is going to turn into snow because it's so cold. And as that low moves off, wow, this is a pretty cool map. As that low moves off, you can see that cold air just continue to fill down with this one. And that's why right here in Wisconsin and Michigan, we're seeing snow at this exact time. Again, this is early Friday morning where you could start seeing some snow where the temperatures are cold enough. If we zoom in, we can actually probably see some of these temperatures. Yeah, about 20 degrees into the teens. So yeah, it's going to be cold for parts of Wisconsin and Michigan Friday morning and then throughout the day Friday as that cold air hangs out. How much snow are you going to get? Well, this is showing the first system, that one that's moving through really today and then throughout tonight as well. And could get 2 to 3 inches in parts of Wisconsin and Michigan. And then that one's gone. And then think about that second system that comes through. That's Winter Storm Pearl. That second system, some actual decent snowfall rates. This is an alright looking winter storm, and it's really this big strip. I don't know if you remember that preset map where I showed the whole country, but there was a strip that from basically Colorado to Michigan that was seeing some of those heavier snowfall rates. And this is proof that it is going to be some heavier snowfall, 5 to 8 inches, maybe a foot in the very northern parts where it's even colder. And then that's going to move off. Something to notice there, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, not really getting any snow with this one. And again, that's because of the warm temperatures. The warm temperatures also play a really big role for the Northeast with this one. As you'll see, the first system that moves through, the one that brought snow to central parts of Wisconsin, well, that's also going to bring some snow to Vermont and New Hampshire early Thursday morning. So if you're commuting at this time, you might want to watch out because that's really the bulk of that first system that's going to be moving through. Really rain, some freezing rain for western Massachusetts, while really most of Vermont and New Hampshire, especially in the higher elevation places, get to see some of that snowfall. This is the second system that's moving through. This is Winter Storm Pearl, and you can see it's just too far north. Remember I showed that where it had all the cold air sitting just north of the Northeast? Well, that's why New York, throughout the day Friday, mostly going to be rain. And really that continues throughout this entire storm for you guys, just rain building through. And the interesting thing we're going to want to look at is if this low can move a little bit farther south. There's a chance it could happen, and if it moves south, then the Northeast would get some of that cold air influence. But as of right now, it is warm. Zooming into the Northeast, you can see that cold air just north of you guys. This is really when the bulk of the low is hitting. And you can see there's parts of New York that are almost hitting 70 degrees. Even very northern parts of Maine, which are typically below freezing, you guys are in the mid 40s to maybe even 50s in some places. So that's what's ruining the snowfall for the Northeast associated with Winter Storm Pearl. You did see that first little system that moved through. How much snow is that going to bring? Maybe 5 inches to Massachusetts, southern parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. Could be getting 3 to 5 inches with this one. And it's going to be interesting to see if Winter Storm can in fact move a little bit farther south so that the Northeast could get some more snow with this one while we're still technically in winter. If you want to stay updated with this one, I post forecast videos every single morning. So if you enjoy following the weather or you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my forecast playlist because there's a good chance by the time you're watching this, I've already done another forecast video. Thanks for watching.